I'll hold tight. We're going to go live here on TV in just a second. Yes, we are. And there we are. Good morning. And good morning, Texas. Don't turn that dial. This is the Fli Mackie Show. I'm your host this morning, Fli Mackie. Y'all hold tight for just a second. We're going to go in live in Denver, Washington, D.C., Houston, Texas, and half a dozen other places. Hold on one second for me, please. And there we are. Good morning. I'm watching the software here. I'm being my own engineer this morning. So yeah, here we go. A lot of things going on this morning. We have a lot of things going on with politics and the tariffs and us collecting money and the Dixie and Bitcoin. By the way, I'm not going to pull up any charts. I'm only going to be on here for a few minutes. But good morning, Denver, Colorado, channel 28, channel 24 in Houston, Corpus Christi, College Station, Beaumont, Lake Charles, Louisiana, Tallahassee, Florida on its way. Yo, hold on one second. We are there we are. We may cut back and forth here in between shows, but I want I'm cutting into the already programmed shows that we have this morning that I'm getting on, talking about getting new roofs and stuff like that. You just heard a great show from Hubert Johnson. He's just the top guy in America when it comes to taxes and the IRS. And if you got issues, with the IRS, I call that number. You cannot go wrong if you call that number. Okay, hold tight one second here, because I wanted to look at this morning at the Dixie here. And right now we're looking at Bitcoin. And, as I charted this down into the 70s. So if we get down below a 79,000, somewhere around 79,200, then you could see Bitcoin heading down into the $76,000, $74,000, $72,000 range. Of course, now when I show these charts, by the way, I like to hold on one second. So we have the Bitcoin here, and you see it's trading right now at $81,875. And then let's go over here to the Dixie. So you see the Dixie, and these are all trading on 1 day charts. Okay, so you see the Dixie here. In the Dixie, the DXY is a weighted basket of currencies that are up against the dollar. So it's a good idea of how it's a judgment of how well the dollar is, and the dollar being that. So over here, you see this where it's at. I don't know if you can see that on screen. Let me make the screen bigger. Hold on one second here. Yeah, you see here over here to the side where you have the Dixie trading at 101.65 or 6.7 right now. So this is a live chart that's going on, and the Dixie starts at 100. That's the base 100. That's just like the foundation, and it goes up and down from there. You can see it was up around 110 just back in January on the 25th. So it was about 10% to the positive, which means that's good for the dollar, right? But right now, you see the Dixie, and you see how this has been trending since November. Even though it's been going up, the overall trend is down. And so these cycles, and I talked about this before, these cycles run in 2-year cycles. You're looking at a 2-year bull run, 2-year bear run, and typically, you see here, look at this. Wow. This dropped down to, look at that. You see, and I didn't notice it, but it dipped below this. Here's the 100. Once it hits 100 right here, I don't know if I can pull this up. Let me do it. Yeah, there you go. And you can see right there. Okay. So once it hits here, then you're even. And right now, the dollar is still ahead a little bit. We're losing our battery. If we go dead, I didn't mean to do this to you. Okay. I'm on Wi-Fi this morning talking to you. But here's the Dixie, and you see how it's been heading down for the last several months. It's a trend. Now let's go back over here to Bitcoin, and you see Bitcoin's been even though it's down, the trend is still up. So it's trying to make its way, but when it reaches this cone right here, something usually something happens, right? It's either we're going to have a huge increase. Now I have this charted on its next run. So once again, this could be going down to 78,000. I have it charted at $28,803. So let's see what happens there. But this next run, once it bounces, it should hit 116, 118, 122, 126, 128,000. Better numbers would be 118,000, 122,000, and 128,000. So let's see what happens on that. But when I make these charts, by the way, if you want something that's world class, you can listen to Matt Dixon. You can go to Christopher Inks. There's a whole bunch of guys out there. Christopher Inks is a homegrown boy right here in the great state of Texas. And stay tuned for our stations coming live in Washington, D.C. We have a couple of channels that are coming up on channel 39 and 31. We're going to be on those stations right there. The engineers are working on it. It's you gotta hurry up. Let's hurry up and get those channels up. Denver, Colorado. Good morning, Denver, Colorado. Houston, Texas. All places in Houston, and Phoenix, Arizona coming soon. Oh, we should be in Austin and San Antonio as well here in the next month or so. So we're growing, we're scaling. So those of you who are watching us on our website, thank you for being loyal. Every time one of you guys send us a note here at smartmoneyculture.tv/contact, and you send me some kind of note saying, hey, we watch you. Thank you for being faithful. There's a lot of stations out there you can watch, and we do our best to bring good content on. If you guys know Pace Morby, send a note to Pace and say, hey, can't wait to see you on Smart Money Culture television all across the country. Him and Christopher Noggle, the Infinite Banking, Christy Van, Christopher Inks, all those guys are having shows that are coming onto the network. So we're really excited to have them on. Anyway, let's take a look at this one more time, because you see these are day charts. But once again, you see the upward trend on Bitcoin here. And, even though people say it's upward, it's down to 81,000. Yeah. And it could drop back down to, I have this charted all the way back down. I'm not going to tell you how low it'd scare you. But once again, when people say people are afraid of the market, the people are nervous about, no, people aren't nervous. If you're not a whale, if you don't have millions of dollars in it, the best thing you could do is forget you have it. Just put it away like any other investment, and just forget you have it, because it's not going anywhere. The whales, the institutional guys and gals, the big boys and the big girls, they're the ones that make it move. Don't get it twisted. They're the ones that making this happen. Okay, so it has nothing to do with the economy. Doesn't have nothing to do with President Trump. It has to do with whether they're going to put money hedge over here or hedge over into the stock market. And these guys, this is all orchestrated. Getting back to here to the Dixie, and you see this. Wow, that took a drop this morning. Look at that. And it is trading right at, I'm going to readjust this chart, but I'm going to wait till midday before I do it. But look at that. Wow. So if you go like this and you see the trend is going down, you see that, right? I want to see what happens at the end of the day, because this may adjust itself and head back up. But right now it is trading right there at 101 and 101.49. So it's 1.49% above the base weight of 100. So that's wow. That is incredible. But you see the trend going down, right? So this is typically, and we're going to see. Now, this has been a trend that's been going on. Typically, once again, I've been talking about this. You have a 2-year cycles where the Bitcoin, and then all the other cryptocurrencies are following it, are going up, and then you'll see the Dixie heading the other direction, and that's just because they're hedging their money. And these are cycles. This is not uncommon. It's pretty simple. These cycles used to take off around May and June, but this last 3 cycles, so the last 6 years, these cycles have started up in November, which is where you can see here, back in November, right over here. So yeah, this is going to get exciting to see what happens here. Let's take a look one more time at Bitcoin and see what happens here. You see that trend going up. Now, when I chart so a 5-year-old can see this. We're going to lose our battery. I'm traveling. We're heading to Nevada, to NAB. So we're, some of our broadcasts may not be that good, especially when I come online. Okay. You've been watching Smart Money Culture TV. I'm your host, Fli Mackie. If you want to buy some real estate, you get your taxes done, you need some credit, go to smartmoneyculture.tv/contact. Call that 800 number, the 855 number, or go to that QR code. Okay. God bless you, folks. And we'll see you later in the day. Fli Mackie for Smart Money Culture. Have a good morning. Have a good morning.